Hello, here is an Osaka League game played on 2 handicap where black won by resignation. It seems that black managed to cut a few stones at the end and this made a difference. So kind of close up to that point. Let's have a look. So we have white starting with a Hoshi that's very calm and collected, keeping things simple. Then inside approach. Here it's more interesting for white to attack the top left corner c15 or d15 and go for a Joseki in that area. But he went for the inside approach, then black defense very calm. Now another attack on the Hoshi, black defends again, and then a simple extension to the middle of the side. This allows black get the Shimari in the top left corner, and it feels really good for the opening. White should really go all the way to c15 or d15. Also, it's fine to play moves like c14 and then extend back to the middle of the side. So it's strange to see that white didn't attack the Komoku in this early stage, but maybe it's a matter of personal preference. So d10, then black got the Shimari, and here white is supposed to play something like k17 or j17 to take the extension away from black, but white went all the way towards the Shimari. Now, oops, let's remove these marks here. There's a big gap in the top, therefore black can play a pincer, and the pincer black played was closer to the top left stone, but this leaves white enough space to make a base by approaching L17, which happened in the game. So for black it's more interesting to play K17 or L17. Well, L17 will obviously put more pressure against O17, but this is fine. I mean, the follow-up for white here is to attach, then Hane, black and Atari. Now there are two ways, either push through or connect. Then the Joseki that follows, it's actually going to work pretty well for black. White is very low, black has to play another extension which serves as a pincer against G17. White will come out with his group in the top and black extends on the side. So black develops everywhere, safe position, while white is low and his G17 is still thin. So you want to play usually a pincer that's somewhat in the middle of white stones. It can also be K16, for example. So this kind of puts equal pressure on both black and both the stone on the left and the stone on the right. So now when white plays a slide and then extends back here, his group is over concentrated. Then when black comes out, there is no way for white to connect under, so he needs to jump out with the weak stone in the top as well. Then you put some pressure with this kind of peep and go for big points. So back to the original game. Black has a pincer at J16, white played a counter pincer, and here black should consider Kosumi, because when playing the Kosumi, it's difficult for white to use this J18 anymore and try to connect under. It doesn't work because when cut, you just capture, on Atari, you simply connect. Now with the jump, when you have this jump, white can use J18, and if we try the same thing, cut back, capture the stone, white can go above and push again. So you could actually avoid this kind of variation by playing the Kosumi. Anyway, obviously it's okay to jump out and separate white stones, but when you play a move like this and white comes out, this is a little bit heavy for white. So he might try these kind of moves, but in the end this gives a lot of territory in the corner and it's over concentrated for white. So back to the original game. Jump, slide, attach. Usually you don't want to play a contact move against a single stone because it's just going to help it get stronger. So if you want to keep the pressure on that stone, it should be a shoulder hit like this or a turn, but keep some distance. Don't play in contact, don't play tsuke. Now if you do this and white is trying the same combination as before with J18 and then cut and try to connect above, it doesn't work anymore because he needs to protect these stones, and now simply capture the top stone and it's done. Well, another way to resist in the top is to push along, because even if white plays Atari and he tries to kill the group in the top, it doesn't work. Black can make ice, and black can always play the Hane and catch the stones in the top, so it's fine. Black builds all that territory in the top area. So let's see how the fight developed. With the Tsuke, Hane makes sense. Cross cut again. Let's see what white can do here. Atari. The Tsuke in the corner would be interesting because of this combination. Atari and Atari again. Then push through. Lots of Aji in the corner. Then Atari like this. Then go down. Now actually black is in a lot of trouble because when black plays here, white can throw in Atari from behind and catch some stones. That would be a pretty nice trick shot for white to use the Tsuke in the corner. Oh, white simply played away. That's a surprise move. He doesn't need this San right now. He should do something in the fight in the top left. But when this San is played, black should simply extend R11. So now black goes all the way to R6. Well, this shows more fighting spirit. Probably black is hoping for a defense at O3, then extend back to Q10. But white can play something on the right side, some pincer. It can be, for example, R12, which forces black go out in the center with a 2-space jump to escape faster, and then a pincer at R9 or R8. So this would be more fighting spirit. Okay, white played the 1 pincer high, 1 space high pincer, but here black can separate first and then counter pincer. This would work very nice. Black shouldn't allow white to connect on the line of Q6, so if black plays away, white is happy to cover at Q6 and draw a line here. Those stones connect too easy. So black plays a Nobi to create some cutting points, and again, that's good. It's okay to push one time and then extend back like this, or Keima to connect under. Black has to do something about these cutting points, but if this happens, black will play, white plays the push, then the Hane, but then there's still a cutting point at P4, which will force white to add another move. White can approach at P3 as a probe, but here white will probably resist. So in this case, it's more interesting to go all the way to M3 and then slide O2. So white doesn't build so much in this area and the wall looks kind of meaningless. But let's see something else. If we go back a few moves, what if black just plays the Sun invasion? This is more interesting because when white covers like this, black can easily live in the corner, then white has a wall and has to extend from it. And now black can play a cap move to reduce the moya. That's an option too. Or don't play anything, just extend on the bottom at L3, give up this stone, because there is still Aji in the corner in the San. Black can go out and Hane, then connect under. So pull back, push again, connect. Yeah, normally here white needs a solid move at Q5, because this can affect the follow-up on the right side with R9. So, I mean, it can prepare this R9 Hane, in which case black will bump and then white extends from the wall. This is a much more solid formation for white. But white extends, then black obviously pushes to create the cutting points, and then extends J3 to prepare the invasion. So here for white it's very proper to play a move like O4. But okay, this hanging connection works too. The idea with O4 is to prevent the invasion around N3, and if black cuts, white can push first, then play an Atari and a net. So it's all good. This invasion on the left side is questionable. Usually when you invade, you gotta do it on the third line. Because if white covers, you have two options, either Nobi or wedge. Now with the wedge, black has to pay attention to make sure that both ladders are working. And with the Nobi, white usually will connect solid, and then black can just Keima, and now it's threatening to cut the D7 as well. So white will probably bump or connect back like this. Then black can secure the corner. Now white has the wall, and obviously he needs to jump into the middle. So this evasion, it's already successful. Take away the base, put white on the run. Now about those ladders, when black plays the wedge, white can cut under, and then he either connects this way or he captures a stone. Now when white simply connects on the outside, black has to have the ladder with this Atari, which comes in the direction of G4. So it's obviously working. White can go out. Actually, it's more like going into J3. So black captures these stones, the ladder is fine. But here, white will connect under with Atari, black captures, and white needs another move. So this is very submissive for white because black got very strong in the center and white was forced to connect on the low side on the second line. And his group is still kind of under pressure. So that ladder works, and if white plays Atari here and black goes Atari from behind and Atari again, now black has the ladder that goes into the top at J15, and this is good too, because now white's formation here is over concentrated. Sometimes what we see a lot when this Atari is played and the second Atari, white will prevent the ladder by going for an Atari and fight the ko. And in this case, white attaches in the corner, but black doesn't answer. He allows white to take the corner to go for a big outside. And actually this is good for black here too, because the moya on the left, it's really impressive. So black can consider the invasion on the third line, follow up by the wedge. If the ladders are not working, you always use the nobi, but when the ladders are working both directions, it's okay to play the wedge. Now white will usually Atari from the outside, pull back, black connects under. For black it's not interesting to push and push again or jump, because white keeps going on the fourth line and gets those forcing moves in center to set up a wall. Therefore it's more interesting to connect by playing the second line move, which prepares the cut at E9, E10, and white will just play a hanging connection here. Now if black cuts, white obviously will give up the stone to get even stronger in the center, but black doesn't have to cut right now. Black can still play B4 and put all this group under attack, so white may jump along again. But the invasion is successful. So as a key principle, when you invade, consider the third line. Playing on the fourth line, this is a bit more tricky. So black can cut, obviously, but now black should go out, because if black plays like in the game, Atari extend, white keeps everything connected, and black doesn't gain so much. It's more like a reducing and try to set up a wall in the center. But this wall in the middle has some problems. There are several cutting points, so in the end it's going to be something like this, and black doesn't really profit so much from giving up this stone. I mean, it's more interesting not to do anything than to invade and lose the stone and give your opponent more territory than he's supposed to make. With this move the position is solid, but white can slide in the corner, and that's rather big. Oh, white is trying the combination in the corner. Cut is good. Cut again and give up the corner. That's fine. Black's formation is very strong here, but this move is not necessary. I mean, those moves can be used at ko threats. For black it's centered to play a move like b16 anytime and go down, or it's also centered to play b15, because now if white plays away, it forced to play the 2-2 point and kill. This will be dead. So you better wait and use these moves as ko threats. Trying to kill like this and put stones, feed your opponent with stones just to see if he can live, it's a minus, because obviously at this level they already know this kind of life and death situation. So black invades. Now here black cuts, that's good, and the fight should continue with this move. It's a bit tricky, but if white covers, black can cut at q3, then descend and set up a ko in the corner. Turn, Atari, Atari again, and like this. There are two ways this ko can go. White will capture a stone, black goes Atari, and then we have this kind of ko. And now black can use ko threats in the top. But it's too bad the ko threats were wasted in the top left corner. Now the other ko fight, it's also good for black, because black goes here, it's Atari, white captures, black plays a threat, takes back. Now white has a local threat, turning, and then take back. Then let's see. Well, black can play here. If white eliminates the ko, black jumps out, and now white has problems on the left side and also in the middle. But if white defends again, then black will probably ignore any threat. So for example, white comes here, black will just clean the corner, because the outside group is also on the run. once you win the ko. So that's the aji in the corner. Quite a deep reading and complicated sequence, but it's good to know in the future. So black got some forcing moves to work with his center. This is a bit too early. It's more interesting to play b4, secure the corner, prevent the b3 keima, and later on the left side, let's say white plays something like this to get into the center and prevent a big moyo. So here, black can go out with a kosumi and sacrifice a stone. If white uses this Tetsuji and Atari, black is happy to give up one stone because this is a false eye. So white is now on the run. So first of all, it's big to play b4 to get the corner points, and then the follow-up is to false the eye and put the group on the run. Playing like this, white can easily make eye shape by defending here. And of course, c12 move was more like threatening this connection, which will put white on the run, but white knows the plan, so he answers like this. He could also play the Kosumitsuke, in which case when black goes up, the defense is sente. And now he doesn't need to worry about the connection under anymore. This is a gote defense, but it's proper too. And now black connects here. White comes inside a little bit. White can actually play this block. Sorry, black can block at r16. Then when white plays away, black has the hane, atari, push, and cut. So that block, it's actually sente. White will probably defend this way. Now black can play away. So this move is sente too, but this allows white keima s15 later on. Black plays here, white gets into the corner a little bit. It's good for black to block one time at c3. White either pulls back or plays the block or plays the hane, but with the hane, black can also wedge hane once, connect, and then when white connects here, black catches 3 stones, and white is forced to play atari. Then black has atari like this, and now black can just leave it. Of course, black can go down and catch the stone, but it's also okay to play away, because when white captures one stone, it's gote for white too, so it's not that urgent to save that guy. It's more like an endgame sequence. So let's go back to the original game. Attach here to reduce the center, to reduce the potential on the bottom and expand the center. The second push was not necessary, you can wait with it for later co-threats. This keima is good, expands the middle. Playing down here, it's a bit soft. White should come into the center. For example, play a peep like this, then jump and erase the center coming from the right. Here on the right side, white can play a hane and then another hane on the second line in sente, because black needs to capture this stone, otherwise his stones will die. If black plays again some move in the center, white goes down and turns and captures everything. That would be a disaster. So descent, black defense. This can be a little ko. Okay, but dangerous for white. Oh, actually black got everything back in the ko fight. White could go down. If black cuts, white turns and then captures the 2 stones. Anyway, this is proper too. It's not necessary to try that move. Simply go for more center, some jump in the middle like this. Now black can cut, but white will catch a stone, then black will atari here. Oh, sorry. White will atari first and then capture stone. When this happens, atari and then hanging connection. So black doesn't gain so much. But here, white should atari first and then connect, or play this attach as a Tetsuji and cover. That's a bit small. Okay, surround more center. That's fine. Even though black can connect, but no, it's better to capture, and on this atari, to double atari. And on this move, capture this stone. If white captures another stone, don't worry about that, play away. So we have a keima here to expand the center. So far so good. And somehow white lost some stones that he shouldn't. Yeah, black cuts, white goes out. But then, okay, this atari is good too. Yeah, white forgot to connect on the right side. He should really play another move like this, for example, and keep everything connected. It's not so easy for black to make too much in the center this way. So I think on territory, white should be good now if something like this happens. Yeah, because this black center, it's not as big as it seems, and the right side it's also not super large. White got the territory here, the territory in the top and the left. Maybe it's a close game, but probably slightly better for white. So once black cuts at 013, it's finished. So here black can go no bit to the right and then turn to build more in the center. If white pushes in the middle, then black will just cut and kill more stones. Black is super strong in the center. He can go for more territory. Black is too kind like this. Black can cut. When white cuts, black makes a bamboo connection. If white connects back, black goes up, and that will seal the deal in the middle and the game. So Nobi pull back, block, connect. This actually can be cut like this. If Atari connect, Atari go out. Also, if black plays this move, white can go Atari, black connects, white needs to connect here, to connect in the top, sorry, like this or like this. If black comes up, Atari take, white needs to connect, block again. But in fact, I still prefer the Hane. So when Atari connect, when peep you push like this, if white captures one stone in Gote, so be it, then play some big points. Oh, actually, the combination on the left is still pretty big. So you get a lot of points in this corner. But right now, black is already winning big. So that catch in the middle really changed the outcome of the game. Here, black can block. Nothing happens. Just build more points. And now black could cut. And he should have. Because that's clearly an overplay. I mean, if white goes Atari here, you catch more stones. If you Atari from the left side, you just take the 2 stones. Which means white shouldn't go Nobi, but just connect and then think about pushing inside. So those small details are important too. Yeah, black got to capture. And here on the right side, white can monkey jump. It's going to be Sente, because black has to come back and protect against the cut. But anyway, black is 10 points ahead, so well done on taking the revenge against this guy. Enjoy the review.